Middle of the night, tell me what you want. Oh, that's the song I was just listening to. What's up? I know I gotta get Instagram set up. Hello, what's up? Hello, we back. I'm late, so what? Hello, we back. Hello, what's up? Hello, we back. I'm late, so what? What's up? We back. Hello, what's up? What's up? We back. I'm late, so what? What's up? We back. Hello, what's up? What's up? We back. I'm late, so what? What's up? We back. Ow. What's up? Mm. We back. Don't call it a comeback, but do, because we back. Hey. I like that little song I made. Hello, what's up? What's up? We back. I'm late, so what? What's up? We back. Hello. Something, I don't know. That was fun. That was fun. I do not have enough air circulation in here for me to be doing all that, but here we are. Gotta get Instagram set up. Gotta get Instagram set up. We back. We back. We back. Okay? Hello. What's up? We back. I'm ready to finish this book. I am so ready. Oh, Sarante. We was working on Abundant Life today. We were working on Abundant Life today. Secured the endowment. All right, we secured the endowment that's going to continue to help fund Miss Taylor Said as I build the brand. I don't know what this little dude wants to do, but secured the endowment. Got a little gig on the side or whatever. You know, made me a couple extra few hundred in a month. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. Let's turn this around. Actually, let's make sure all that stuff is closed. And then we'll do Instagram. Hello, what's up? We back. Bruh. I am definitely late, but it's okay because we're here and we made it through the storm. Okay? Because when I tell you a storm, I might open my window for a little bit. I got incense going in here and it's hot, and I'm hot. But we back. I told the storm. That's a song. Yes. It's a little bit of a small celebration. It's a little bit of everything. We're just celebrating being back in here. Oh, okay. Instagram always want to cut up. Instagram loves cutting up. So we're gonna try that again. Live title. I look like a professor for some reason today. It's the turtleneck and the hair. I look like African American Studies professor at UNCG. I that's just very specifically what I look like. I look like an African American Studies professor at UNCG that also teaches a women gender studies class. Hello, what's up? We back. Hello, what's up? We back. I'm late, so what? What's up? We back. Hello, what's up? We back. Hello, what's up? We back. We back. Live on Instagram, live over here. Hot on either one of them. So we have water. Hello. We are finally finishing. Oh, sweet baby Jesus and his parents, Mary and Joseph. Thank you. We are happy for a small victory. It actually is a big victory because this is my first job since I've been unemployed. So it's a pretty big victory. I'm downplaying it. And I think because it's not like a typical job, it feels like not as big, but it's big. Because what it's gonna do, the industry that I'm about to go into is gonna open me up to eventually become get into investing and stuff. So I'm about to be learning some money things. I'm gonna be learning some money things. You know what I'm saying? Directly from the source. Not gonna have to go. I'm just excited. I'm excited. I am getting a foot in a door, and I'm very excited about the door that I'm walking through because it's something I actually would care about. The industry that I was in before, I didn't care. I truly didn't care. But this one, very excited. Also, had a Red Bull, have my Red Bull, and it's gonna be great. All right. So it's been about 6 minutes, and I'm already running late, so we might as well get started. We're finishing the book today. It's happening today. The book is getting done today. We're going to read the conclusion and all that. We had some complications last week. We had some occurrences and things. Yes. Hey, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Not sweat pits. Jesus. Um, um, I'm very excited. I'm super excited. Anyway, what's up, y'all? Hello. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I am Taylor, also known as Miss Taylor Said. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am Taylor, also known as Miss Taylor Said, and I started the show on November 30th, 2020, in an effort to complete some of the goals that I have. One of those goals being to actually read the books that I own. I have purchased and started a lot of books over the years, but I have not finished very many of them. And I actually would like to finish the books that I've purchased over the years. I'm finally going to finish this one, and I'm finishing it with you guys, and it's really exciting that I get to do that. Excuse me. Another goal that I have is to get more comfortable with reading aloud in front of an audience. Some of the work that I want to go into in my career and what I do is to will involve me reading off of a teleprompter. If I get to the places that I want to get to in the right way, I'll be reading off of a teleprompter. So I want to get more comfortable with doing that. Excuse me. I want to get more comfortable with doing that, with reading aloud in front of an audience. So this is one way for me to practice, by reading books, making it sound right in front of an audience. And then the last thing that I want to work on is getting more comfortable with public speaking. Again, this is a virtual platform, so it's a start. It's not like the real thing, but it's a great place for me to start to get more comfortable with reading in front of an audience, speaking in front of an audience, and engaging. So I am very thankful for every single one of y'all that shows up, whether you show up once or you show up every week. I'm thankful for everyone that shows up, and welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. We are finishing Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. We are finishing Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now. This has been a journey for us. We have laughed, we have cried, we've been frustrated, we've been mad. We have gone through a range of emotions, thoughts, ideas, and learned so many new things, so many concepts, so many different shifts in our mindset just off of this book alone. And I am so thankful. I'm even more thankful for the places in my life that I've been able to apply the things that we've learned in this book. And one of the biggest things that we've learned in this book is gratitude, and being able to express it more than we do, and being overly abundant in how much we express gratitude, so that abundance comes back to us. And not just so it comes back to us, but because stuff deserves to be thanked. We deserve to be thankful for the things that have come to our life. We've gotten some pretty cool things come into our lives and happen in our lives. So I am excited to finish this today. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is Reading with Miss Taylor Said. So the next section that we're going into is the Living Legacy Planner. What can you pass on to your successor starting today? And let's see. If you missed the previous episodes, if you're on Instagram, you can go to the link in my bio and catch the first 2 weeks of the show that were on my personal Facebook. And then after that, everything else is on IGTV. If you are on Facebook, you can go to the Miss Taylor Said page. If you scroll down, there should be a tweet that talks about the first few episodes. There's a link. I know it's going to take you through a round of stuff, but it's easier for me to have it all in that one thread than to send you over to my Facebook page looking for it. Or you could just look up Reading with Miss Taylor Said on Facebook and go in chronological order and find the video that starts on November 30th, 2020 and go from there. Either way, if you have not caught up, there are ways to catch up, and we are going to go ahead and get done with this. So, Living Legacy Planner, what can you pass on to your successors starting today? There's a word often used in legal contracts that works perfectly when talking about legacy. The word is successors, and it means the individuals, organizations, businesses, and other entities who will take over your role, duties, and privileges after you're gone. In legal agreements, these successors not only benefit from the money and other rewards memorialized in the contract, but also are charged with continuing the work, goals, and intent of the agreement. Excuse me. All of that was not cute. Continuing the work, goals, and intent of the agreement. I like this idea. Someone else whom we have chosen, empowered, and inspired to carry on our work will become the caretaker of something that's bigger than us, something important enough to make plans for. Have you ever thought about what you will do and what you will do in your life that's important enough to plan for its continuation? Do you know who you would choose to eventually take over your role or roles? Most important, what can you do right now to prepare these successors to take over your duties and enjoy your privileges, eventually passing them on to someone else? I'm not sure about your family situation, but until my generation, it appears that the successors in my family were primarily given the training, inspiration, and empowered knowledge with the family history and stories, secret family recipes, and rich, priceless family customs. Questions like these form the basis of the Living Legacy Planner. By answering these questions and taking a few simple steps in each of the 5 areas below, you can begin not only to live your legacy, but to also pass it on to your heirs today. Let's get started. This is going to be interesting. Financial wealth is the first one. So if you got your notebooks, take notes. Financial wealth. Besides family culture, spiritual foundation, and healthy lifestyle norms, I believe the greatest financial legacy you can pass on to your successors is the right mindset around money. How can they earn money in their passionate livelihood? How will a budget help them manage their money? How can they use debt appropriately to build their futures? What's the best way to invest their regular contributions to a retirement fund or savings plan? Fortunately, education is a legacy that you can begin passing on today. When you have conversations about money with your heirs or children, make sure these conversations are intentional, positive, and consistent in message. Instead of fighting with your teenagers about how they spend their money, turn the conversation to helping them envision an exciting future that can be funded through careful savings. Instead of complaining at the dinner table that bills are going unpaid, hold a family meeting to agree upon a monthly budget. Instead of using victim language around money, educate yourself and talk with your heirs about money, banking, investments, and credit actually. Um, Talk with your heirs about how money, banking, investments, and credit actually works. Changing your own mindset and actions around money more than anything else will significantly impact the financial future of those with whom you share your legacy plans. What are 3 things you can do to educate your successors about money? All right. Parents, I'm looking at you. Those of us that are not parents, I'm also looking at you, because we gotta know this stuff too if we're gonna do the kid thing one day. Let me see something real quick, because I know I had I ain't gonna hold y'all. I anointed my computer a little the other day. Got a little bit on the camera, so I made it look a little oily. So I just wanted to clear that off. Anyway, first question. The first question is, or the first thing that you can do to educate your successors about money. That's not the word. Include your successors as you educate yourself on managing finances and investing for the future. As you conduct research, choose your financial planner, do your estate planning, and get your own financial house in order. Involve your successors in these conversations and decisions, especially if they are teenagers. 2, talk to your successors about creating a substantial income pursuing something they're passionate about. Most kids grow up with the belief that to be financially successful, their goal should be to get a good job. This surprises me when there are so many role models who've made a lot more money pursuing something they're passionate about outside the traditional job market. One young man I admire, Dan Spring, was a major baseball talent in high school and college. Not only does he love baseball, he enjoys hanging out with people who love baseball and most other sports. Early in his 20s, Dan started a business called Spring Training Baseball Academy, which offers private lessons year-round and week-long baseball camps all summer and on breaks during the school year. It's now one of the most successful youth sports training companies of its kind, earning Dan a six-figure annual return on his passionate investment. The third thing you can do is lead by example in the way you conduct your own finances. Share with your successors the way in which you are pursuing careful spending, maintaining a monthly budget, properly using credit cards, and regularly investing for your retirement. All right, y'all write that down. Y'all take notes. All right, we're going to move on to the next section. Next section is relationships and connections. And this is all under the Living Legacy Planner. Okay? So the second thing in the Living Legacy Planner is relationships and connections. Ooh, y'all, my incense is very strong and it's burning up real strong. I usually don't put it over there. I usually have it over there because it's so strong, but it is what it is. We here now. Earlier in this chapter, I talked about surrounding yourself with successful, inspiring, and empowering people who can help you amplify your financial wealth. In the same way, these relationships tend to expand other areas of your life too, since financially savvy people tend to simply think bigger about wealth, opportunity, lifestyle, and more. Have you ever heard the claim, it's not who you know, it's not what you know, but who you know? Financially successful people embrace this idea wholeheartedly and make connecting and collaborating a foundational principle in their lives. What relationships do you need to pursue to build a legacy and lifestyle that can be adopted later by your successors? Which of these connections would your successors benefit from? Getting into relationship with people who can lift you up, then introducing your successors to them is the best way to live your legacy today. It's one way you can take a major leadership role in developing the future caretakers of your work, whether those custodians are your actual children, organizations, professionals, social change leaders, or others. I don't know why I'm reading like this, but I feel like I'm mashing it all together. Excuse me. The first one under relationship and connections, when you're thinking about those and writing about them and brainstorming about them, the first one is to include your successors in planning any meetings you conduct with key relationships. In any planning meetings you conduct with key relationships. The easiest way to introduce your successors to people who will educate them and inspire them about major projects you're involved in is to invite these future caretakers in the planning process of your business, charity work, and other professional matters today. The word was not invite, it was involve. Similarly, you should involve your legal heirs in meetings about estate planning, household finances, lifestyle decisions, and personal matters. Some of the best mentors young people can have are their parents, friends, and colleagues. Two, help your successors identify, research, and approach mentors and advisors of their own. Help them form their own circle of influence with key connections that will last year after year. And three, teach your successors the art of staying connected, bringing value, and being of service. The best relationships are built on shared interests, but more important, on shared support and value. No one likes to hear from you only when you need something. Teach your successors to seek out and cultivate healthy and mutually beneficial relationships. That is not what you know, but who you know. Listen, the last two job opportunities I've gotten have been on a who you know basis, not a what I know basis. I did not become a travel agent because of what I know. It was because of who I knew. And somebody I knew trusted me and said, "Hey, you should apply for this job," and it worked out for all of us. Um, and then the person that I'm working with now is literally my friend's mom. And my friend's mom is an entrepreneur and she needs an assistant for her business. And boom, that's what I'm working on now. So it's just, you know, it's not always what you know is who you know. So building relationships are always beneficial to you. Building relationships are always going to be beneficial to you because you're either going to learn something, you're going to learn something from them, you're going to get an opportunity, you are going to be able to provide them with an opportunity. All like relationship building is so beneficial. And if you really participate in the relationship, if it's not one that needs to be maintained for a long time, if you're tuned into it, you know when to get out. So it's just going to be for your benefit whenever you do it. All right, the next section in your living legacy planner is shared opportunities, charitable pursuits, and social change. This is my section. This is the section I like a lot. I'm probably going to like. Even more valuable than your legacy of relationships will be those opportunities you create for your successors to collaborate on activities that interest them, but that also move your legacy forward. It's not uncommon, for instance, for super successful parents to put their adult children in charge of the family's charitable foundation. And many authors ask their wives or colleagues to write companion books on how women, professionals, and other unique readers can use the author's advice. Excuse me. In my company, I've developed a team of world-class trainers who can coach and mentor clients on activities that I don't advise on, but that are equally important to the client's success. Not only do these shared opportunities groom successors to take over the business one day, if that's their wish, it helps them develop their own persona and platform as thought leaders, in the marketplace. This is my second time seeing that phrase or hearing that phrase in the last week, so I like that. As thought leaders in the marketplace, requiring skill building and relationship building of their own. What can you do to involve your successors in shared opportunities, charitable pursuits, and social change today? One, identify those aspects of your work, charitable pursuits, or lifestyle that should be continued or expanded. Then ask your successors which of these areas interest them. Hey, welcome in. We are in that last little bit of Abundance Now by Lisa Nichols. My office gets contacted regularly by companies or potential successors who want to create strategic alliances related to specific aspects of my work. And many times, adult children will identify an opportunity in their parents' business that is underexploited, but that could be profitable and exciting. In 1969, a good friend of mine, Joe Dudley Sr., founded an extremely successful African American hair care and beauty product business. For nearly 4 decades, Joe built a wildly successful career as one of the first African Americans to found and run a multi-million-dollar business. Black Enterprise magazine ranked it 50th in the magazine's list of top 100 Black-owned businesses. But Joe's daughter, Ursula Dudley Oglesby, Oglesby, I think is her last name, who started in the business as a cashier at the tender age of 7 and who went on to graduate from Harvard Law School, saw an even bigger opportunity for the business in adding cosmetics to the company's existing product lines. She recruited nationally known makeup artists, experienced chemists, and product developers to help her launch the line with its first 57 products in 1992. Under her leadership, Dudley Cosmetics enjoyed double-digit growth and expanded to more than 200 products. She eventually worked her way up in the parent company and in 2008 became president of Dudley Beauty Corp. LLC. Watching her passion and commitment to continue her parents' legacy while growing the business as if it were her own is inspiring to witness. Joe and I have talked often about how his desire to leave a legacy for his children and grandchildren. He's been a great example of what I can achieve for Jelani and my grandchildren. Dudley started right here in North Carolina, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that happened right here in Greensboro. 'Cause yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened. I'm not sure. It's Black History Month. I should probably find out. Somebody tell me. Somebody look it up. If Dudley Beauty started here in North Carolina or in Greensboro. I'm not sure. Anyway, number 2 under this section. Cultivate relationships with organizations, not just people, who can co-create or advance specific goals you can't pursue. One way to ensure social legacy lives on is to make it part of someone else's vision, business, research, or life's work. Could yours become the project of choice for corporations who want to support social change? Could you align your work with a government agency or global NGO, non-governmental organization that lacks your expertise? Once they begin assigning people and resources to your shared initiatives, chances are ideal that your work will live on and actually be expanded by future generations. And 3, organize people around your work who have passion, time, and resources, but who don't have the necessary expertise, connections, or systems. By yourself, you can only do so much. But what if you could motivate thousands of people to take up your cause and do the work of bringing social change to a community, industry, or country? Today, the internet is the best place to reach people who share your vision and want to create change, but who don't know how to get started. From social media to crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, viral marketing campaigns, and more, you can recruit thousands of people worldwide, then identify the stars who have the abilities necessary to advance and carry on your work. We saw last summer just how quickly people can mobilize. Oh, that is shameful. Just how quickly people can mobilize from the internet. I mean, not really just last year, but really for like the last 5 or 6 years, 6, 7 years, how people can mobilize from the internet. But organizing people on the internet is not as hard as it used to be. It's not as hard as it used to be. I mean, you can do it for good reasons or for bad. And as you can see, you get thousands of people to show up to the Capitol to storm it from the internet. So, use your powers for good. Use your powers for good. All right. Next thing in our legacy planner, career and business experience. It's common for small children to want to grow up and do what daddy does. But in reality, those children often end up in other careers or professions as adults. Even if you own a business, involving your kids at an early age is no guarantee they'll want to inherit it, whether or not you want them to. Remember I wrote earlier that your vision, passion, and interests were given to you? They're unique to you. And the best you can hope for is that your successors take up your life's work and expand it in ways that are exciting and inspiring to them. Nothing can stay the same forever. So don't expect your legacy to look the same 30 years from now either. That said, There are many ways to engage fully in your career now and develop proteges who will continue your work, whatever it may be. Below are ways to stay forward focused, constantly expanding your professional legacy so that others will be inspired to eventually take it up and expand it on your behalf. Move to the cutting edge of your profession. Because technology, research, and ideas are evolving at warp speed, you have to constantly pursue education just to stay even with your peers. But what if you identified an area in your industry that no one was thinking about yet? Then educated yourself to the point you became known as a leading authority on that subject. Not only would you become much more valuable to your employer or customers, you would attract others who are fascinated and motivated by the new ideas and methodologies you've discovered. Cultivate these followers, then identify the standouts who can collaborate with you on an exciting future you've identified for your industry. Something like a clubhouse. Like for real, y'all, last summer, I mean, and I didn't know it had already existed, but last summer, my friend and I were talking about like how we wish we could just talk to people, not necessarily be on video with them and have to interact with them in that way, but just talk to people and talk to them and have a bunch of people listening to us. And boom, Clubhouse came up. Now, have we used it yet? No, no. Sis refuses to get an iPhone. So only I have used it. But hopefully they expand it to Android soon enough so that we can have Clubhouse together. Anyway, two, create strategic alliances or merge your company. These words are getting me today. To get the resources you need to grow. Create strategic alliances or merge your company to get the resources you need to grow. If you own a business and have reached the point where you need operating capital, new equipment, talented people, or a new distribution channel in order to grow, why not start looking for another company that has those resources? Not only would a strategic alliance or merger help you expand your work or ideas, but it might take the pressure off of you running the business so you can focus on what really inspires you. Too many people put tremendous emphasis on the end goal of running their own company, when in fact, that may not lead to victory at all. The ultimate win is to be able to do what you love and get paid for it. Needing to say that you own a business might be more about your ego than it is about the enjoyment of running a business. My coaches and I have often heard from business owners who say if they had to do it over again, they would more likely choose to be a thought leader or a top executive in an entrepreneurial company, not an owner. In fact, some of the best coaches and executives in my company are former CEOs of their own businesses. Susie Carter, Cece Clark, and Jennifer Kim add something spectacular to my business, and in return, they get to touch more people, more than they were reaching on their own, impact more lives, and grow their revenue. I respect their brilliance, leadership, and guidance in our company to the point that I've made them shareholders in Motivating the Masses Incorporated. If you too could create a greater legacy by creating strategic alliances or negotiating an infusion of cash or talent, consult your legal counsel, accountant, and business advisor about adding partners, seeking venture capital, or taking your company public. You might end up playing a much bigger game and attracting successors who could take your work to a whole new level years into the future. Listen, you remember what Caesar said on Planet of the Apes when he had the sticks. He was like, one ape, break easy. A bunch of apes can't break. Something along those lines. You are going to be stronger with alliances. You're going to be stronger with alliances. If you have alliances that are like-minded or that share your passion or that see your vision and want to help it grow and they have the knowledge from their own experience, man, go ahead. Go ahead and build that strong alliance. Go ahead and build that strong alliance. Build that community. It's worth it. It's worth it. We're all about relationships over here, y'all. No more of that, like, I can do bad by. Listen, we're not doing it bad by ourselves. We're not doing the no new friends. We're not doing none of that. We're not doing that over here because the idea the idea that you have to go at it alone is so ashy. Why we weren't brought in this world to be alone, so why would we try to force ourselves to pursue things alone? It's not fair to you. It's not fair to what you are trying to do. And honestly, if you think that being alone and being able to do it alone just so you can be like, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym, like just so you can say that is your ego. And let's not let our egos get in the way because they're distracting and they really don't want what's best for you. I just realized I just realized something, but it doesn't matter now. Anyway, it's not really what's best for you, and it's not really what's best for your dream or your vision. It's not. Community, the village. Let's get back to I remember I said a few years ago, if you've been on Facebook with me for a little while now, one of my one of my biggest goals is to have the village mentality. Um, I remember growing up that my stepdad used to be very much about our home, but the people that are in our area. So like our neighbors. So for example, if on Saturday, my stepdad was cooking out, right? He was on the grill. That did not just mean that our family ate, right? That meant that the neighbors across the street, y'all kids come get a plate. The other neighbors across the street, y'all come get a plate. Call your friends, tell them to come over. They can come get a plate too. The kids across the street, yeah, I've been on them and they told me that their grades were C's. I told them for every C they brought up to an A, I was going to give them a couple of dollars and just to give them an incentive to do better on school. I'm, invested in these different people in my community because you know that it takes a community to raise it takes a village to raise a child. If it takes a village to raise a child, why would it not take a village to raise your business? Why would it not take a village to raise your dream? Why would it not take a village to make what you want to happen and make your legacy live on? It takes a village. We one of the biggest messages I've gotten over the last year has been that we should, as individuals, do what we can, like we're doing now, like we're doing right now, and like we've been doing since November 30th. Every single person that shows up to the show is doing this when they do this. I mean, I appreciate you supporting me, but you didn't come back the second time because you were supporting me. There was something you got from it. Okay. So, doing what you can as an individual to strengthen yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually so that as the strongest, if we're talking about the chain of people that are like each link in a chain that's holding us all together, you bettering yourself as best as possible, doing everything you can to be the best version of yourself makes you a stronger chain for the collective, makes you a stronger link for the chain. And if you become very sure of what you want, not what other people want for you, not what you think you should have because other people, blah, 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 not how much money you think you should be making. Fuck all that. Excuse my language, but fuck all that. What you deem is best for you and what is going to put you as close to the path of your purpose as possible, put you directly on it. If you are doing everything you can to be the best version of yourself, you are making sure that you are in alignment with your purpose. And every person that walks in alignment of their purpose, not what capitalism tells them to do, not what your mama and them told you, but if you walking on your purpose, if you walking on your path, if you're walking in your road in your lane, if you're walking in yours, then excuse me, if you're doing that, guess what? As you're walking on your path, if this is a trail in the woods, as you walking on your path that's meant for you, you're gonna meet people. You're going to meet people and you're going to find out that there are people that are walking in the same direction as you. And as you collect those people that are walking in the same direction as you, guess what? One day you'll look up and you have a community. And all the people that were back there trying to tell you that you were on the wrong path and that were trying to tell you that you should be doing this, you should be doing that, that's not going to make you no money, what can you do with that, blah, 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 yada, 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 all that bullshit. Guess what? They're not for your path. They're not on your path. They are not going to make it to your promised land. But the people that you meet along the way, the people that not necessarily share your vision, but share your mindset of growth, of betterment of self, of just wanting to be themselves as much as possible. My God, if there is anything, and I'll say it over and over again, and I'm gonna keep saying it, I'm gonna get on your nerves saying it, because you know what? I am not going to leave this world without doing this and without being able to affect this kind of change. Listen, I want to make sure that everything I do helps people be the best version of themselves, helps people fall in love with themselves. Y'all, one of these days, listen, I know this is going to sound corny. There's this video by Sailor J, where she's doing the signs and everything, where she's doing the signs and she's like, it's like makeup tutorials as each zodiac sign or whatever. And the Libra one is funny because that's my tropical sun sign or whatever. And the first thing she says is like, we're not gonna do makeup today. We're just gonna look at ourselves. Like, it's so funny, but that's what we're gonna do. One of these days, I'm gonna have a look at yourself convention. And it's just gonna be a bunch of people in a room with mirrors that are their own, making sure that they're not facing, because we ain't trying to open up portals or nothing like that. But it's gonna be a room of people looking in mirrors, and you just gonna sit there and look at yourself. Look at yourself and look at all the things that are beautiful about you. Talk to yourself. Practice high self-talk. Practice encouraging self-talk. Practicing affirmations. One day we're gonna do that. It's gonna be the Miss Taylor Said Mirror Convention. We just gonna look at ourselves and talk about how much we love ourselves, because that's what we're doing. That's what we ought to do. And if you love yourself, if you fall madly and deeply in love with yourself, you can find ways to pour into your own cup so that by the time you make it to everyone else, you are always loving from your overflow. You are always loving from your overflow. And you can meet people that also love themselves, or just might need to even learn how to love themselves. But because you came equipped with those skills, you got that and you can teach it and you can continue that legacy, because that's what I want my legacy to be. What did you learn from Miss Taylor Said? I learned how to love myself. I loved how to be the loudest, most obnoxious version of myself, and I live blissfully because of it. And then you teach that to someone else, and you pass that along to somebody else. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, get back into the book, because we're finishing the book today. Let's see what Sorrente said. Mm. Yeah, the mentality of telling you to trust no one. I mean, even Drake and his no new friends and all that stuff. Like, everybody is out here telling you not to trust nobody. Don't trust these men. Don't trust these women. Don't trust these girls. They're not your friends. Don't trust these dudes. They just want your girl. Like, everybody's telling y'all to not trust people. But guess what? We are people. We are humans. Humans die without community. Humans in isolation don't thrive. We need each other. We need each other. And the concept that we don't need each other is so it's violent. Honestly, trying to force somebody to not need other people is violent. Trying to force people into isolation. I'm not talking about for their safety like in a pandemic, but trying to get people to be emotionally isolated because it's cool. Man, I'd rather be a cornball with a community than cool and alone. Those people, and from my experience, the people that push that no new friends, I don't want to interact with nobody, I don't want to do that, They want to isolate you for a reason. They're isolated for a reason because there's something wrong there that they don't want other people to see. So, community is beautiful, y'all. It really is. It really, truly is. Anyway, oh, I got to get the last part. I got to get the last part in this section for career, business, and expertise. I don't even know how I got there, but here we go. From form your own industry association. Some of the most successful examples of people who move their career from day-to-day employment to legacy status are the founders of industry advisory groups, marketing cooperatives, and trade associations. When you bring together your peers and provide an outlet for discussion, education, and sharing of best practices, you not only become a respected leader of your industry, you create a compelling reason for others to carry on your work. Countless examples abound from sun-kissed growers, the marketing cooperative founded in California's citrus farmers to pack and sell their fruit worldwide, to the Transformational Leadership Council, a group of the world's leading personal development training companies. And even the Fantasy Sports Trade Association. Hey, welcome in. We are reading Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now, if you're just joining us. Even the Fantasy Sports Trade Association, a membership of North American companies serving some 41 million fantasy sports players. All right, so form industry association is what she said. Yep. Just collaborate with people, like we were just saying. The next thing in your living legacy planner is lifestyle and hobbies. One of the greatest pleasures of an abundant life is the joy of involving your children, heirs, and family members in your rewarding lifestyle and hobbies. I'll never forget the day my son Jelani and I drove with our guide to the pinnacle of the nearby mountain range while traveling in Kenya. Mom, he said with excitement, look at me. I'm standing on top of one of the biggest mountains in Africa. My non-negotiable pursuit of an abundant life created that once-in-a-lifetime moment for him. And I am very clear that my finances don't buy me things as much as they help me create the greatest memories possible. You too can create a legacy of rich and rewarding life experiences starting today that your heirs will want to continue for the rest of their lives. Here are a few ideas. 1, create your own family traditions. I'm so excited to do that. Whether it's a daily story at bedtime, vacationing at your lake house every summer, or pizza and a movie on Sunday nights, traditions teach family values, contribute to your children's well-being, and provide a sense of connection and safety. Why not begin your own traditions in addition to those handed down from your parents? Inexpensive traditions today can evolve into luxury traditions later, but often the most impactful traditions are free of charge. Jelani and I have a silly little tradition that I never thought would last this long. As a little boy, he would jump into my bed in the morning with a cute little grin, hankering to have his back scratched. He always purred like a kitten, something his grandpa always did. And even though Jelani is now over 6 feet tall and 220 pounds, he'll still snuggle close and purr as I scratch his back. And it's something both of us still grin about, something that keeps us close and connected. And even when he's much older and maybe even a father, he'll still be mustard man and I'll be garlic girl. What about what are some other examples? If lifelong learning is an important legacy you want to pass down, you can have your children each tell something at the dinner table they learned that day, either at school or outside the classroom. If personal growth and achievement are a part of your legacy, why not text your kids an inspiring message or TFTD, thought for the day, when they least expect it? And if cultural heritage is a tradition that you want to pass down, you can incorporate time-honored prayers, songs, and foods into your regular events or special occasions. 2, plan a trip where you do good for others together. Whether it's a church mission trip, disaster relief, or building homes with Habitat for Humanity, these life-changing experiences create a sense of accomplishment, pride, and family bond that is unmatched. Not only do these trips instill the enjoyment of helping others, but they're off the beaten path of historical monuments, museums, and theme parks, and encourage a lifetime of adventure, learning, and doing for others. When their friends ask, "What did you do on your summer vacation?" you can rest assured that the answer will be one they'll be proud to talk about. As a legacy, you give to your kids. How cool is that? One thing that we used to do growing up, when when we were going to church growing up, we used to do this thing called church on the street. We used to have to get up really, really early on Sunday morning, like at 5 o'clock in the morning. We'd get all bundled up, and we'd meet the people from church downtown, or in uptown Charlotte, under a bridge. It was literally under a bridge, and we would feed the homeless, feed those that are houseless. Excuse me, I'm trying to change my language. Feed people that are houseless, and then my dad would, most of the time it would be my dad, my stepdad, he would preach, and it would be like you get a message, and you get some food, and there was this one man, I can't remember his name. I want to say it started with a J. It was like John or something like that. And he used to always he used to always make sure he stopped and spoke to me. And he would look at me and be like, "A mind is a terrible thing to waste. A mind is a terrible thing to waste." That's one thing that has stuck with me for my whole life. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. I'm very excited to one day do that kind of stuff with my family. All right. And the third thing in this last section from the Legacy Planner, turn your child's hobby into a legacy of learning and achievement. For nearly 10 years, Janet Switzer's niece raised champions livestock and showed them at numerous county fairs and expos each season. When Janet wasn't consulting, writing, or speaking at international business conferences, you'd find her on the fairgrounds of countless small towns around the state, cheering, supporting, and coaching. Not only was it something enjoyable that Janet's family did together, but it instilled in her niece a legacy of confidence, problem solving, goal setting, hard work, and responsibility. If you have a hobby of your own that your children want to pursue, so much the better, as long as long as you remember that skill building, confidence, and learning, not pressure and competition, is the goal. What can you and your children do that could become a family legacy project with your support and positive reinforcement? All right. Next steps now that you've completed the Living Legacy Planner. As you complete this exercise, realize that the good news is you can live this legacy every day by pursuing things you are passionate about and enrolling others in the process through your example. You have it in your power to create new movements, new initiatives, new alliances, and new opportunities that you can enjoy now and that others can continue someday. When you create a life that's worth living and work that is worth evolving, the likelihood is that your legacy will live well beyond your time on earth. Conclusion. This is it, y'all. Home stretch. Home stretch. We're going to go ahead and finish it. I know it's might be a little longer than 7 minutes. We're going to go over an hour, but we're going to finish it, all right? Conclusion. Take action. It's the only thing separating you from your dreams. That is a quote by Lisa Nichols. What is the most immediate thing you can do to start living abundantly, building your future, and establishing your legacy? Take action. Decide what you want, create a plan to pursue it, then move forward regardless of your fear, your lack of experience or knowledge, your lack of resources, or any other impediment. Just move. Just move. In my lifetime and with the thousands of people I've personally worked with, there's one thing I've noticed that differentiates truly successful people from those who merely want to be. Successful people have a bias for action. They do it afraid. They have the crucial conversations. They step out of their comfort zone and they spend the time and have the focus required to get a result. But where do I start? You might be wondering. I recommend you turn back to chapter 1 and begin by getting crystal clear about what you want in the 12 areas of your life. Determine the relationships you want, the career or work you want to do, and the physical rewards you want to enjoy. All the hallmarks of your abundant life. Not only will you be surprised at your answers, but you may realize that you have a lot of those things present in your life right now. Of course, once you make your list of wants, you can use the other skills you've learned in this book and break down each goal into baby steps. Calculate the cost of each, research how to get it, and get into a relationship with people who can help you. I've discovered that I've made the most progress when I systematically plot out the steps necessary to get my goals. Baby steps that I can accomplish with ease and celebrate when completed. Once you decide what you want, it's time to pursue the 4 E's in earnest. Okay? We're getting a wrap up. This is a good old summary of everything that we've gone through, okay? Next section. You don't have to master everything. You are enough right now, today. Okay? You are enough right now, today. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is your birthright. Okay? When you practice enrichment of your whole self, not only will you be able to better pursue that abundance, but you'll enjoy it a lot more as you move into exciting new activities, directions, and opportunities. Don't worry if you feel that you're not smart enough, connected enough, or enough in any other way. Remember, you don't have to master everything. Stay in your own lane. Master what only you can do. Then reach out to the resources and people you need to help you accomplish the rest. That brings us to the second of the 4 E's, enchantment in your relationships. The feeling of delight and magic you get from the people who surround you, support you, and encourage you. Who wouldn't want to host a rocket booster friend? Who wouldn't want a host of rocket booster friends? Colleagues, and mentors, helping them succeed in areas that are important to them. Shake off the effects of the toxic people in your space and reach out for people who make you stand on your tippy toes. I want you to become intentional about the quality of your relationships, not just the current ones, but the new ones you want to form. I want you to become deliberate about the caliber of people you spend time with, learning how to seek out those people who inspire you to do better, create more, play bigger, and win more often, especially in your family relationships and romantic relationships. Throughout the process of attracting and growing better relationships, be sure to use visualization and affirmations to get the universe working on bringing those people into your life. The third E the third of the 4 E's we talked about is engagement you get from your work, your business, or your career. I'm convinced that you have a calling in your life, a life assignment that commands your time, talent, and treasures. It's up to you to recognize whether you're in that calling now. It's up to you to recognize whether you're in that calling now or whether you need to shift to it using your current job as an investor in your exciting and breathtaking future. There's so much opportunity out there to thrive, but at times, strive to make it work for you. Strive to achieve harmony, but not balance, between the time you spend on your work and the time you dedicate to family, hobbies, and rest and renewal. Just reframing your career and livelihood, just recognizing and beginning to live your life assignment can make all the difference to how you feel about your journey. But there's one more of the 4 E's to put into practice: the endowment approach to your personal wealth and financial prosperity. If you need to work on eliminating those old money mantras you learned when you were younger, get going on this process in chapter 5 so you can create a new relationship with money. Then start looking at what you need to do to bring more money into your life. Remember, too, that this journey of yours isn't just about financial wealth. When you treat your finances like a Harvard University endowment, the good works that you do, just like Nulu Nalu Yambaya, Nalu Yambaya, Lewis Pugh, and Lynn Twist, will come back to you in the form of benefits and enrichments that can be used to further build your finances, opportunities, current impact, and future legacy. The next section of the conclusion. Don't worry about now Don't worry now about how your goals will be accomplished. Excuse me. Don't worry now about how your goals will be accomplished. I'm too hyped. When you know the what, you can figure out the how. When you become intentional about what you want and you begin taking small baby steps of action, you can sit back and let the universe provide the mechanism by which you will achieve your goal. Don't get so overwhelmed and immobilized by how your goal will be accomplished that you prevent the what, your actual goal, from gaining traction. Maintain 100% intention that your goal will be fulfilled, but at the same time have zero concern about the mechanism that will be used to achieve it. I also want you to become unshakable about achieving your most important goals. Become non-negotiable about them. Too many people today want an exciting future but aren't willing to put in the time and effort into achieving it. The reality is that merely wanting to achieve a goal isn't enough. You have to act as if the accomplishment of that goal is non-negotiable. You must maintain the conviction that achieving it is necessary to your future. When you move every other option off the table, the intention, passion, and determination you broadcast to the universe will help bring forth the resources and opportunities you need to fulfill your goal. Merely wanting your goal is not enough. And there's a quote: we look at better as if there's something wrong with now. Lisa Nichols said that, appearing on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Of course, there's one thing we can't forget in the process of pursuing your goals for an abundant future. You're already living with a whole lot of abundance right now. You're already living with a whole lot of abundance right now. You have good things going on in your life that you can be happy about. That's why I recommend practicing the morning gratitude exercise to show you where you're living abundantly today. The truth is that far too many of us are so focused on the future that we actually make ourselves unhappy. We're not we're not happy now, but we will be when our ideal life shows up. We can't make the time today to answer that email, to support that friendship, or pitch in on that charity project because we're so focused on what's around the corner. We're too busy. We can't get tied down. But remember that these now opportunities to connect and grow are actually what make our breathtaking new future come about. It's these baby steps that the universe puts in front of us that will bring about the abundance that we so desperately want. The next section says grab some friends and get started living in abundance together. Okay, friends, let's go. Because happiness throughout your journey is the secret sauce that makes it all worthwhile, I'd like to encourage you to share the information you just read with trusted friends as you're moving forward. Hey, y'all. Hey, friends. Better yet, why not invite them on the journey with you by buying them a copy of the book and going through the exercises, planning tools, and life changes together? It's the easiest and fastest way to start building rocket booster friendships that support you and celebrate you. We doing that, y'all. Meet up with each other in the comments over here or over there. I don't know where they are for y'all. Or down here. Um, Even better, get a group of colleagues or friends together in a monthly study group or mastermind circle where you can all work on your goals in a concerted way. If you can't assemble a group just yet, there's another way to put your abundant new life on the fast track. Make a commitment to into daily practice the skills and strategies in this book. Then make yourself accountable to someone other than yourself for your success. I often recommend that my students work with what's called an accountability partner. Someone you can talk to at least once a week who won't judge you or advise you, but who will simply ask you whether you accomplish the goals you set for yourself this week. This is critically important if you're a solo entrepreneur without a team or anyone else who requires that you meet your deadlines. You can schedule a call with your accountability partner the same day and time every week or every 2 weeks at most. You'd be surprised what you can accomplish when you know you have to report in your weekly baby steps the next day. I find that too often we go on this journey alone when we don't have to. What was I just saying? What was I just saying? We go on this journey alone and we don't have to. There are so many support people out there, but also people who will get in your face a little if you don't move forward on your goals. I have an accountability partner in my COO, Susie Carter, And every client gets an accountability partner as part of their coaching program with us. Start coaching with me and my team for even faster results. Go ahead with your plug, Lisa. If you were an Olympic athlete or an NFL football player or a celebrity actor, you wouldn't expect to succeed in your career alone. You would work with a coach who can guide you, correct your technique, identify areas for improvement, and give you positive feedback when you've accomplished a baby step that's critical. Many of the most successful people alive today have worked with career coaches to help them move forward faster toward their goals, including me. One of the greatest privileges of my life is to have assembled a team of smart and supportive coaches who can help my readers identify new career opportunities, get their relationships right, build their businesses, start their authoring or speaking careers, and develop their legacy of philanthropic service. Some of our coaching programs start with an entire day of strategic planning where I sit down with you personally to work on your future. It's heady stuff, but it's something I enjoy more than the bright lights of the stage or the whirlwind of media appearances. Simply working with individuals to create abundant futures brings me immense joy. To learn more about how you can be a part of this coaching experience, including different levels of support that will meet you where you are in your life right now, contact my customer experts concierge at 760-931-9400. My team will get you the information you need and a coach who can put you on your whole new trajectory. Bonus tools you want to download now. Our time together and our journey doesn't stop with the pages of this book. My co-author, Janet Switzer, and I have developed life-changing tools for you that will keep you focused, empowered, and enthusiastic as you implement what you've learned in this book. Before you jump into taking action on what you've read, do one more thing. Turn the page now to read more about bonus tools for abundant thinkers. They're free and downloadable at www.abundancenownonline.com. And everything else is just the bonus tools for abundant thinkers. Let's see. She has a 28 days, no matter what results program. The rest of the book is just advertisements and about the authors and some acknowledgments. Clink, clink. Clink, clink. We did it, y'all. We finished the book. We finished our first book on Reading What Miss Taylor Said. The book is closed. Ain't nowhere to mark the book because we finished it. Thank you guys for staying those extra 7 minutes. I'm going to go check out that website and see if I can post any of those resources because it would be great if she has all the tools already from the book where I can just post PDFs and audios. So I don't have to go record them and put it on a Google Drive, but we'll see. I'm excited, y'all. We did it. We did it. I'm so proud of us. High fives. Heck yeah. Well, y'all, it's Black History Month. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all, we did it. I'm so excited. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for every one of y'all that have shown up. We finished our first book on Reading What Miss Taylor Said. You see the big goofy smile? I'm happy. Okay. This is such a blessing. February 1. Happy Black History Month, y'all. So we have a few books that we can go into. Now there have been a couple of books I've wanted to go to next. I would prefer if the books that we read in February are either by Black authors, and I'd prefer them to be Black history books. So, one book I'm thinking about is Forever Free. Now, I was an African American studies major when I was in college. So I have some books that get into the nitty gritties of the things that happened in our country. So I'm thinking, and one of my friends, she is actually in a class that starts at the Reconstruction era and goes on. So what I'm thinking is that we read this book next, Forever Free, and it's about emancipation and Reconstruction. An era that doesn't really get talked about a lot. We usually go from emancipation and jump straight to Jim Crow, but we don't ever really talk about that period of time between when Black people were actually kind of low-key thriving. Like Black Americans were low-key thriving, and we had created our communities, and we were like, okay, we getting on our feet, and we doing this, and we building this. Let's go. Because they really just tell you that like we were freed, and then we were sharecroppers, and then Jim Crow. They don't tell you about, the communities that we built and the things that we did. So I'm thinking of doing this one, but we have two more options. So I'll put a poll up so that we can vote on the three books. The three books I'm considering, because I'm considering this one or I don't know if my other one is up here. I don't see my other one up here. This one also, A Taste of Power, A Black Woman's Story. This one, this one ain't for the kids. Listen, the kids can't listen to this one because this one got some nitty gritty in it. Like there is like drugs and all kinds of stuff in this one. This one is very educational. They're both very educational. But we will do a poll. I will do a poll and I'll show the other one as well. The other one might get used for some other stuff. Anyway, we will do a poll. And whatever it is, whatever we read for the rest of the month is going to be Black history. Okay? It's going to be Black history, period, down. And it's going to be Black history that you don't normally hear about. Not the typical stuff. So I'm excited. Thank you guys. I'm very excited to do this. Thank you guys for being here. I love y'all. And I cannot wait to see y'all tomorrow for our first Black History Month episode, because this is not it. This is the precursor. Tomorrow is our first Black History Month episode, and it's gonna be lit. So thank you guys for joining me on Reading with Taylor Said. I hope y'all have a great night. Bye.